Smudgy and myself have been working on a skin. If you want to see this in game, vote yes in the description below. If we get enough votes, hopefully it'll be put in on the next rotation. Does your mom, girlfriend, and or sister not have any cool clothes? Well, you can go to Alta Akira and buy some cool clothes. They got a lot of good prices over there, and they got a new website up and running, so go check it out. They got a bunch of really cool, high quality clothing like swimsuits and nightgowns, accessories such as hats for ponytails. I mean, what the hell, man? It's sick. When you do check out, use code DRIZZA for 10% off. Your boy got you with the hookup. Go check it out. Link will be in the description. That's altaakira.com. So we're going to start off right away. The first tip that I got for you guys is if you are below around 40 health, you can use water to heal up. If you're around 30 health, you can go to 100% health. So utilizing this with a rug and a campfire allows you to heal very quickly if you don't have any food or med syringes in your base. Just make sure you get that jug in your base and it's full, and I'm just stepping on the campfire to test how far you can heal yourself before it stops. And it looks like it's around 40 health, and then you won't be able to heal yourself as much with the jug anymore. So the ideal amount of health would be around 30, and then you can heal yourself fully like this. If you do have a campfire, to stand on it for a little bit. If you're fresh spawned and you don't have any food, this is an easy way to med yourself up without wasting a bunch of cloth. And then all you gotta do is refill your jug at the nearest water source if you don't have extras, or you can just put one of those little water catchers outside, fill up the jug once in a while, and this is a nice way to save cloth, meds, and food, so that when you're out running around, you can have spare heals and food on you so that you don't die while you're out in the battlefield or roaming around. Next up, if you're at the outpost and you want to farm without getting shot by the turrets, just put the item away that you're using and reset the timer, and you'll be able to farm. You can get a couple hits in on trees, and when you're farming nodes, you can pretty much get the whole node with a jackhammer all in once, and you'll be safe. You won't get hit by the turrets at all. Another thing that you can do is attack animals near the outpost as well, and you can farm them without being hostile to the outpost. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If there's any animals around here, you can take them out. I didn't test it with any bows or anything. I would just melee them if you can, but make sure you put it away, otherwise you're going to get attacked and killed by the outpost. During this test, I did forget to test the bow, but I'm almost positive if you shoot an arrow, you're going to be considered hostile. Next up is a easy way to create an airlock with your gates. Just put a stone wall as close as you can to the stone gate, and then you'll have a nice airlock so that nobody can go deep on your walls when you open the gate. And then if they do kill you right here, you have a little hole on this side to where you can shoot anyone that's standing in here before you close the gate. If you place the gate facing a hill, with the back facing a hill, and then you put your wall as close as possible. For the stone walls, you won't have a gap underneath the wall. You can also kind of do this with the wooden gate. You'll see there's no gap underneath it for people to shoot your feet, but with the wooden gate, there will be gaps on the side. If you're raiding a huge base, you can continually throw C4 from an angle where it won't hit you down on the floor that you're trying to raid, and it will just drop continuously down. That way you can kind of raid faster without having to wait for the explosions to go off. Just make sure you don't throw too many. If you're only trying to go 2 floors down, just throw 8 C4, and then you'll be good to go through 2 walls. If you are expecting half walls, then you can just keep chucking them bitches down there. And it's just a quicker way to raid without having to pause in between each floor. Also make sure you're switching between split stacks so that you throw them faster. When placing auto turrets, it is always a danger that somebody sneaks up on you and auths on it right as you place it. So turn it on and then open it, and while it's turning on, you can still load the ammunition inside of it. This is great if you're out and trying to raid a base and you're like a solo or a small group, and making sure that nobody sneaks up on you and stealing your turret. You can just turn it on and then open it and then load the ammo. Build a boat base near the water, and by boat base I mean a little 2x1 with some gear sets, meds, anything you need to get going to take cargo. When cargo comes up, you can just kill yourself, spawn in this base, get geared, and have a boat off to the side. If you want to have it like build this in the water and have a boat in the base, that's up to you. It would cost more materials, but if you build it near the shore in a green area, you're very likely to find a boat. So it's up to you, but this is a way that you can get to cargo before anybody else. Just build a base, spawn in it, store a boat in the base if you want, and then heal up and make your way to cargo. The next tip is when farming as a solo or small group, I like to hit the trees until the last hit on them. So like a bunch of trees that are close to each other, I will hit them down to the last hit, and then I will go through all of the trees that I just hit at the end and knock them all over at once, just to reduce the sound and to not draw a ton of attention to myself when I'm farming trees. This is like a safer way to get a bunch of wood. I know wood is like a hard thing to get since it makes a huge noise and people run to you instantly. So maybe try doing this tactic, farming a bunch of, or like 4 or 5 trees, and then moving to a different area far away from them, or depoting before you go back. It's a much safer way to get a lot of wood faster than farming a tree at a time fully. My next tip is something that I see a lot of people do, mostly as like solos that are newer players, so I thought I would include this one. When you're using a chainsaw, you can press R to reload the low grade without having to restart the entire chainsaw, which is a pretty nice thing to know. So this might not be for solos or small groups, but maybe small groups if you're good at farming. This is mostly for clans to get low grade and cloth. Enclose a little piece of water, preferably in a freshwater area, and then use these fish traps. So what you're going to want to do is keep some food in there so that minnows and trout spawn in there, and cooked food works better. And then once you get some trouts, you can skin them, or I mean gut them, and get low grade and bones out of it, and then you can put some of the fish back in there, or you can use it to eat. But in the end, you get a ton of animal fat out of this. They spawn about every 3 minutes, and you can also fit in some cloth in here as well in between them, since you can't place them that close to each other. So if you build this in a freshwater area, the hemp will be able to grow pretty fast. I think it grows faster than normal in the water. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments though. The final tip I have for you guys today is when first spawning on a server, I usually run down a road and look for hemp on the sides of it. I'll try to run on a road that I think nobody's been on, or if I'm joining a server mid-wipe, I'll just go on a random road, and I'll only collect boxes and hemp while running down this road. Only collecting the boxes means that you could find a water pipe. If you want to only collect these tool crates or loot crates, these red boxes, you have a chance of getting a crossbow or a bow. So maybe only go for the red ones if you're looking for a bow or whatever. If you're trying to get a gun, maybe go for the loot crates. If you want to recycle to get a code lock right away, go for the brown boxes. But you'll see there's a pretty high chance of finding a weapon in the red boxes. So I'll usually run around until I get cloth for a regular bow, or collect these boxes while I'm looking for cloth in hopes that I get a weapon. And then either way, I'll have a little bit of gear, some clothes, and sometimes you can get armor out of that. So that's a good way to get some weapons early on to protect yourself. Just make sure you get a bag down as soon as possible in a square that you would like to build in the future if you're going to use that tactic. But that's about all I got for you guys today. I hope you're hype about the Zerg. So far, we got about 100 people. If you're first hearing about the Zerg and you want to join it, go click my Discord link and join that in the description below, and leave me or the generals a message in the Big Boy Recruitment text chat, and we'll get you a role. Our goal is to take out as many big clans on official servers as possible, so we're going to be very, very strict with the clans. So just keep that in mind if you do decide to join. And in the future, once we get a little more well known with each other in the Zerg, we'll be doing some cool events for videos and stuff, so it could be a chance for you to get in on some cool things in the future that will turn into some pretty funny or crazy videos. I hope you guys are super hype about it, because I know I am. I've got some crazy ideas for some super cool videos in the future. But for now, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll catch you next time.